Yeah, thank you very much, Wilfred, and thank you for creating time to come visit us. That's very special of you guys and the entire program of the Kenya Airlift program. So, Mark is basically a firstborn of a family of four. We are two boys and two girls. So I lead that trail, and Mark grew up in a tiny village somewhere in Busia County in Kenya. For those of you who know the western part of Kenya, that's where I grew up in. I attended a primary school called Saka Primary School down there, and when we were growing up, most schools around that time were grass thatched. So sometimes I look at the schools nowadays and it gives me a very good picture of where I grew up in. So at Saka Primary School, I was there up to the year 2003. That's when I did my Kenya Certificate of Primary Education, and then I passed really well. In fact, of course, that was the year 2003. Now we are talking of 2023. I don't know how many years those are down the line, but I'm told that as we speak, the marks I scored, that record has not been broken. I'm yet to confirm. I scored 399 marks. So I think with the background I grew up in, that is something I'm proud of. I might have been gifted academically, but I think I also put in a lot of effort to get that. So after that, I proceeded to high school. I joined Butler Boys High School, still in the same county. So that's where I did my high school studies up to 2007 when I finally did my KCSE exams. Again, I passed. Of course, I got an A minus of 77 points. So after that, I proceeded to the university to pursue my bachelor's in electrical engineering, which I did at the Technical University of Kenya, where I think it was just starting off. So we were kind of the pioneers of that institution as a university up to 2014 when I finally graduated. So basically that is my academic profile. I graduated in 2014 with my bachelor's in electrical engineering, and then I started working. So before I met Wilfred and his team, the Kenya Airlift program, I've been working for the past slightly over 8 years, Wilfred. Unfortunately, I never pursued my career in electrical engineering because that was never my passion. It happens a lot, I think. So I moved straight into business development, sales and marketing, which is what I've done with different institutions up to my very last employer.
You're watching Success with Bob Mwiti Show, presented to you by Upstake America. Upstake America is a consulting company that helps immigrants find amazing higher education and job opportunities in the tech industry in the United States. You can find our programs by going to www.upstakeamerica.com. Upstake America, we wake you up to the unlimited potential.
How I learned about the program, I think at some point I was telling Bob, because you know Bob is a father of many children. He might not remember everyone's specific story, but at some point I was just trying to share with him how I came into the program. And this was it, sometime in September 2021. Sometime in September 2021, I bumped into, I think, an advert on Facebook about the program. So I clicked it, and then it led me into, I think, filling a form and all that. If I was interested to pursue my studies in the US. I was not so serious about it. I was just trying it out. So when I clicked it, it took me there, and then by that time the program was just starting off. So I think Bob was like the jack of all trades. So he was the one sending me emails, follow-ups on the things I need to do. And some point when I saw this small monies like the GMAT fees, I automatically thought these were con men, and I think I just shut down communication with Bob. So I took off completely from the program, from replying to Bob's emails, because I thought that was a scam, until sometime the following year, now in 2022, around May, when I was just I think it was around evening hours. I was just watching news on TV. I think around that time the program was aggressively picking up now, and they were doing some advertisements on one of the national televisions in Kenya. So when I saw that advert, it clicked into my mind that I once saw this program somewhere. So of course, when I saw it on a national television, I clearly thought this definitely is a legitimate program. And I told myself at that point in time that I was not going to buy any more time. The following day, during lunch break, when I was at work, I just rushed to their offices. In that advertisement, there was the details about the office location. So during lunch break at work, I just took an Uber from work, from the office. Then I rushed straight to their office, which is in Muthaiga Square. So I went there just to confirm everything about the organization and all that, and I asked as many questions as I could. So when I left there, trust you me, Wilfred, this is how decided I was. I rushed back to the office, of course, got back to work until 4:30 when we usually closed work. And after that, I didn't have the money. There is some small monies depending with the packages you take, because of the different costs involved in the program. So I basically talked to a friend of mine who added me some money on top of what I had. And the following day, I did a transfer to your account and just sent an email to your team about my transfer, and I think there is some verification of documents which I also sent out. So basically, the long story short, that's how I got into the program. I know there are so many other people who also had certain doubts, and sometimes it makes you waste a lot of time when you want to make a serious decision about your life. So that's how I ended into the program. And then we now moved into GMAT, which was another hell of an exam, especially for someone like me who had been out of school for over 8 years. But there was support because there was training. The program has different trainers that get to train you on GMAT aspects, what is required, and all that. And despite the fact that GMAT is generally a very difficult exam, I'm happy that I was lucky to have, I think, gotten the minimum required by the program in my first attempt. Yes, so that was my experience. I think the whole story about GMAT would just be another story that might not be captured in this program. But GMAT, for those of you who want to come study in the US and probably join the program also, uh, it's really a critical exam for someone, especially if you can't get support like the one you get from the Kenya Airlift program.
You have been watching Success with Bob Mwiti Show, brought to you by Upstake America. Come back again next time to learn concepts, tools, strategies, and resources on the path of becoming a successful immigrant in USA through real-life experiences. Be sure to subscribe to Bob Mwiti channel on YouTube and also follow him on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn.